Hi, it's Gadget UK here again. As you can see, we're looking at a couple of these universal adapters. I mentioned these actually in my initial teardown visit of the SNES here. It's pretty loose, that, really wobbly. But you can see what I mean here about how these work. You plug that into your console like that, so it's connected. But then you've got this extra cart connector here, and you stick another cart of the same region as your console. So if you've got a PAL system, you stick this in, you stick a PAL cart in the sideways bit, and then you can stick your Japanese or American, NTSC cart on top. And as far as I understand, these are really basic. The way they work, it's no more than a PCB with the connectors all joined up in parallel, apart from the CIC pins. And the CIC pins are routed in such a way that the CIC pins are connected to this side cart here, rather than the top cart. So as far as your console is concerned, when it connects to the CIC, it's connected to the CIC chip of the PAL, the donut, the SAC cart that's plugged into the side here. And then you can just put whatever game you want on the top, and it doesn't matter what region it is. And it's the same with this one. This is just a slightly bigger casing here. Again, it's pretty loose and stuff. I'm guessing it's going to be, the cart connections need cleaning up. And I'm going to take these apart now, just have a look inside. And I guess it's going to be potential solder points on the board, maybe even a crack on the board or some corrosion or something. So we'll tear this one down first. It looks like it's just those 4 screws. So there we go, I've got the screws out. Lid just comes off, I think. Here we go. Oh, there is a chip inside here. Okay, well, it may well be a faulty chip then. There's a diode there as well. Very interesting. Let's have a look at this. I'll just have a quick look at this off camera because I can't see the damn thing. Yeah, okay, I've had a look at that chip. It's a PAL. So I think that is actually trying to defeat the protection there, rather than just bypassing, routing it a different direction, which is interesting. So it may well be that there's no hope for this. I don't know. I certainly will be going over the solder points and things on both sides, clean up the socket. Which it wouldn't be unusual for that to fail, especially when things are plugged in and unplugged in real time, which is a possibility with this. If you think about the protection mechanism built into the SNES there, when you plug the cart in, and you switch the power on, the power switch sort of engages some sort of lock that locks into the inside of the car, I think, as far as I can tell. So you can't pull the car out, and I guess Nintendo did that to protect the CPU and anything else that's connected directly to the bus, because there's always that chance you're going to damage it that way. But with something like this, obviously there's nothing to stop you plugging the cart straight in the top and unplugging it while it's on, and the same with the side one. So there's just lots of room there for bad connections and connections to be altered while it's in a running state. So there's a chance that PAL might have gone. There's a diode there, I don't know if you can spot that, and it's got a strange black mark on it. I don't know if it's just ink from quality control checking or something, but we'll test that anyway. But before I do anything else with that one, let's put that one to the side. I want to have a look at the other one, just to see if it's the same sort of approach with this one really. Does this have a PAL in it as well? So there we go, the lid's off that one. This one is really cheap and nasty, but there's more hope for this one. Have you noticed? There is no chip on it at all. Just some really questionable looking solder joints here. You can see, well, actually I found the problem with this one already. You can see here, you might be able to, dry joints there. It's making a very, very poor connection to the traces there. As far as I can see, it might have even been broken at that point. Yeah, this is an awful quality one. I mean, look at the state of that connector. I mean, it's dirty. It really is. This is really dirty. So just cleaning this up will make a huge difference, I think. But as you can see, all the pins are all nice and straight there, and it's the same sort of story with this here. So it is just purely, reflow some solder, clean it up, reassemble it, and that should work. That should be a good one. Now, I think that this, when it comes back to the whole CIC thing, we might find this one's less compatible. It might work with like 80 or 90% of the carts, whereas this one, the fact that this has got a PAL on it, I suspect that that's actually, a CIC workaround of some sort. It's actually, I could be wrong actually. It could just be doing. No, in fact, it can't be. It can't be. It's only a PAL. It can't be. It's not like an FPGA where it could be doing some interpretation of whatever's coming to or from the CIC, from the system to this. It's more likely that is just routing. It's doing nothing more than routing. it's just a bit curious why it needed a PAL. I don't know. I'm really not sure why it would need a PAL, if I'm honest. I can't think of a valid reason, unless it's a timing based thing that when the CIC, it's only routing it to the the SAC card that goes on the side at the time when the CIC is accessed, and then other times it swaps it back for some reason or something. I honestly don't know. Maybe that makes it more compatible with some of the other the titles are a bit more sophisticated in terms of protection. Don't know. You can see some damage here on this one with the plastic slot things just on the end there. So I might need to just clean that up a bit. I mean, it's not a problem because there's no pins in there. These are just no more than the the slots that were left over from where it's supposed to have pins, like in that side there. But obviously they're just not used in this particular one. In fact, I think the edge ones are used for the CIC stuff. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure. For something I read suggested that was the case. Yeah, that's interesting, because looking at this, you'll notice that because there's no pins in this SAC slot here. I don't see how that can read anything from the CIC of the donor card. I mean, it's a similar thing. Well, this one's even worse actually. If you look at this one, you've got no CIC at all. So, I'm not sure what's going on there. Very interesting. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't need it. But I don't know, I've still got there's still a mystery in my mind as to what the hell that's doing. I'm going to do a bit of research just to see if I can find any information, but there's a transistor there I just spotted as well. Could be that's faulty. So all I'm going to do with this is, you can see we've got a dry joint there, a dry joint there, so I'm going to solder those two dry joints, and if I flip the board over, we've got two dry joints here. You can see those, it's cracked, it's just completely separated from the solder, both those points there to that inner track. I'm going to reflow those two there and reflow all of these up here, because one or two of these are cracked as well, including the other side of these that go over the other side of that board. The actual main connector there looks okay. I think, yeah, that should be okay. Bearing in mind, it's not going to do all carts. This is one of the very, very early cheap ones, but it should be alright after I've cleaned it up. It should work with something. Yeah, and obviously clean this edge connector up here, because that's an absolute state. I'll just use a bit of isoprop and an eraser on that. Give it over, wipe with isoprop first, then use the eraser, and just go over it a final time with some isoprop, and that should come out pretty clean, I think. So we'll just test the adapters now. We'll do this one first, the cheap one. You can see I've swapped the eject button on this. It's got one off another sort of console I'll show in a subsequent video that was smashed, case was completely smashed to bits, but I've swapped the button there, and also swapped the fascia there as well, just because if you look at this, there's actually no scratches. They all seem to have sort of plastic moulding mark here. Don't mistake that for damage, it's not. It's just something to do with the way the plastic is, and they all seem to be like that. All the ones I've got are anyway, they've all got a mark there, that exact position, but there's not a mark on the fascia there, so front of that is looking absolutely immaculate now. Anyway, I'm digressing. So yeah, the way this works is you plug, just see if I can get the slot in one shot there, plug it in there like that, plug your same region in the back. So this is my Japanese cart, that's like your host cart effectively. Then you put the game of the alternate region, so this is a PAL. Bearing in mind I play this on a Super Famicom, it's a Japanese system with a PAL cart on the top. So as you can see, you get this sort of arrangement where, like I say, it's a Japanese system, Japanese cart, PAL cart. I'll switch that on, hopefully. Yeah, there you go, that's working fine. Let's see, electronic arts. So there was nothing wrong with that, that was not bad for a few quid. It's the cheaper one, obviously, so some of the newer titles might not work with this. So we'll give the other one a try. This one I've got less confidence in. There was no physical damage to the board, but I think it's the CPLD or PAL or whatever it is that's on this. I suspect it's that chip that's at fault, so we'll give this a try anyway, see what happens. Yeah, so same configuration, PAL game on top, Japanese game on the back. Switch it on, nothing at all. So I suspect that that PAL or CPLD or whatever it is that's on the adapter there is the fault. I'll take it to bits again and just reinspect it, but as far as this video goes, not going to do any more on this particular video. If I discover any more, I'll come back, you know, perhaps do an update or something. But yeah, that's about it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.